know that I mean it, girl, down for you.
Hello, I was at Untitled yesterday to pick something up, and I saw that they had this new layering cover cushion from Laneige. It's really weird because I used to do all these cushion reviews, but out of all the brands, I never actually tried Laneige, which is weird because they're one of the first brands to come out in America with cushions. So I'm really trying out their new cushion that's supposed to have like two compartments in it that contain like a sort of almost like a concealer right here. This is I have no idea if you order this, if this is the packaging it comes in. I think this is what it looks like right here alone, but you know, when I bought it, it comes with the cushion, a refill, and a, what is this? Moist cream cleanser. This is the packaging. It comes in 4 shades, and I got mine in number 21, beige. That's the second to darkest shade. Ooh, 괜찮네. Kind of matches the shape of my head now that I got my hair cut short. Here's the compact. It's kind of like an oval shape, and the applicator is kind of unique. It's oh shit, it feels like it's kind of furry almost. There, it's kind of furry right here, and then the actual puff part comes in 2 sections, and they both kind of feel like microfibery. Now I know there was a sponge that was kind of going around. It's kind of, it looks like a beauty blender, but it's kind of like made from like microfiber. And it's supposed to be a cross between the silicone puff and a beauty blender, where it can blend out really well like a beauty blender, but it doesn't really absorb much product like a silicone sponge. I almost get the feeling that this might be kind of similar. Whoa. Oh, okay. So according to this, they recommend using the concealer part first. Oh, so it's just like another mini cushion, which is kind of funny. See how thin it is. I kind of like glanced at it in the store, and I thought maybe it would have been maybe like a cream concealer, but I guess it's just like a cushion. And then the outside is just like a regular cushion. Now it says to use like the little teardrop part of the sponge to use that to conceal any like chopped tea or like dark circles, so we'll see. Ooh. Oh shit. It's really firm. There. Let me do one side. Kind of feels matte, but it's going on really smooth. It doesn't really, as soon as it, like you're blending it with the sponge, it doesn't have like kind of like dewy creamy texture. It's more like a soft, like it feels matte like immediately upon touching the skin. And I guess it might have something to do with the applicator itself. However, this little edge right here where it's clipped off is a little bit uncomfortable. It's kind of like poking at my eye, but that is just, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it seemed to cover it up, my dark circle, really well. I still would want to use like a color corrector because it does look a little bit gray to me. Let's see if we can cover this fucking shit right here. It's been haunting me for like the past week. Ooh. Oh shit. Oh! Oops, I accidentally went into the cushion side. Let me wipe that off. Okay. And so I guess I'll just go around anything that would normally be a place that I would go over with a second layer. The chin, any spots that are red. It seems to me like this little concealer part, it almost feels like a sofa. That kind of a material. Okay. But I'm actually pretty surprised at how well that covered all the stuff, because I figured it was just like, oh, maybe it's like a thicker version of just the cushion that's in here. Maybe it is, but I kind of think the idea is really nice to have both concealer and the cushion in it. So now you're supposed to use the rest of the puff to basically just do the rest of your face. Oh my god, this is gonna sound really weird, but the smell reminds me of Hollister. Kind of has that like musky smell. Kind of manly almost. Let me cover this side a little bit around my eyebrow. Oh, I forgot to mention, how much did this cost? So this cost originally 32,000 won? I think there's so many numbers on this paper. But that's actually not too bad for the cushion with like a refill and a concealer in there. Because Pony Effect cushions, one of my favorite cushions, is like $40. That also comes with a refill, but I think it's a pretty good deal. Oh Lord. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Do you see right there? Hopefully you can see. I don't know if I can. It is looking really dry. Oh, do you see that? And even my finger. Oh, that does not look cute. I don't know why my eyes, I feel like my eyes been kind of dry. Like this air around my eyes been a little dry recently. But the rest of my face seems okay. You can still see this. Let me see if I can cover it. Oh Lord, what is going on? God, the smell is really strong. If you are sensitive to fragrance, or you just don't like smell in your smells, like really strong smells in your makeup, I would heed caution with this one. But I mean, the finish is just normal to me. I mean, it's not unique or anything. The concept is nice. I mean, even my regular concealers have a hard time covering this thing. But I think overall I did an okay job. It almost has like a cooling effect as well. When you put it on, it kind of almost feels wet. And it has like a cooling effect. So there it is with it on. There is a slight glow, which is nice. And then there's without, clearly. But I think I would be able to get away with just this and no other concealer. Ah, that's what it is. The sofa. Velvet is what I meant. The little tip at the end is made of like velvet. And then the bottom is just the regular air puff, like technology. All right, now let's do the other side. All right, so there it is all over. Initial thoughts. I like it so far. What I'm noticing though is that it creases really easily. I have a feeling it's that first formula, the little concealer side, that seems to crease quite a bit, but I have very like liney eyes. So, you know, if that's not the case for you, then you can ignore that. I like the color is a really good match for me. It is winter right now, so it's like I'm at my lightest. In the summer, I don't think this would work. I would probably have to go to sand, I think was the last color. But there's a part of me that has this feeling that it's one of those formulas that doesn't really adhere well to the skin. It almost feels like to me, of course, it's just like I just put it on, so hopefully I'm proved otherwise. But I don't know, it's almost like it's not fully like in synergy with my skin. I do like that little, you see that glow right there? It leaves it for like a really natural finish, but I have oily skin, so that's, I feel like this is not gonna be, I would have to do everything else like powder and all that. Today, usually I don't really, oh my god, this is creasing really badly. Look at that. That looks terrible. These sorts of reviews, you guys know, I try to do them without powdering and all that, because I want to see how well it does on its own on an oily skin. I have a feeling that if you have dry skin, you might be okay, but if you have dry patches, it's probably gonna cling onto it, because right now, that's what it's doing to me. Right there. That is disgusting. So with my face being like all one color, I'm looking a little bit flat. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Now I did put a little bit of powder, only just like around my eye, like my eyelids, because it was like really driving me crazy how much it was creasing on just, not really the wrinkle, but like the line that I have under my eye naturally. And I just added a little bit of like shading around my face. This is still, like she's not gonna be, like I cover it, but then like a few seconds later I feel like my skin just eats it right up again, and I did feel a little uncomfortable blending my contour and bronzer on skin that was not powdered. I don't normally do that. I always powder my skin before I use any powder products, but it seemed to go on just okay. I do like the concept of this. I do like how you have both the concealer and the cushion in here, like the regular foundation, and the concealer, other than on this spot, the concealer is pretty decent. But other than that, it doesn't seem anything crazy, like unique in terms of like the formula for the foundation. So at this point, it's just a matter of seeing how well it lasts on my skin and all that, because so far all I've read is that yes, you can get like full coverage with this. Like the whole concept of this is full coverage. Other than that, I don't really see anything in terms of like how long it will last, like whether it's long lasting or not. I don't know, we'll see. Right now it's 11:53 a.m. and I'll see you in the next shot or scene or Oh my fucking god. In the next clip. Here's what it looks like in natural daylight, and while it does give really good coverage, I wouldn't call it the most like skin-like. This side of my face is more smooth than the other side in terms of like scarring, but you can see like on the parts that are a little bit rougher on my face, you can see that there's makeup. This side is much, like you can tell, especially with the scarring and everything when I do this. You can see, clearly there's makeup on my skin. It's not as bad as other ones, but I've had foundations that are much more skin-like. This wouldn't be a problem for you if you have really smooth, young skin, I guess, or smooth skin in general. But if you have acne scarring, like me, or if you have like wrinkles, then hello. I got back into my house clothing because my plans don't even start until like in like 2 hours. But it's only 12:58 and she's already creasing. This is like a normal thing for me because I just have smile lines. Matte foundations don't really do that too much, depending on the formula. But these more, like, this isn't completely matte. It is more on like the natural side. So I actually don't even know why I have to like update for that, but that's what's happening. Right, hey guys, it's 8:48 in the evening, and let me zoom you in. It's just looking okay. I did go to VR, like those VR arcade places, and when they put the headset on, to kind of act as like protector for when people use the VR headset, they put like a little mask thing around my face, and so it kind of touched my face, and I think it rubs my foundation off a little bit because the pressure from the headset was so tight, so of course some of it lifted. And I'm creasing still. Like here, the creasing stopped a little bit here because I did powder it, but here I didn't really powder it, and so that's creasing. It creased on my eyelid here, even though I set it, and it's still looking dry under my eye, which is not that great. And my friend was saying how it was obvious that I had makeup on my skin, and I could tell as well. So it's just okay. It is fading. It faded a little bit on my chin. It looks alright. Then again, I do have, like I said, I have oily skin. It's not that bad. My oilies, surprisingly, my skin's not really oily, but it just doesn't look as good as it could be. I mean, there are better foundations that I've tried, but also, this is not my regular routine. I do powder and all that. So I'm gonna try this again tomorrow, incorporating into like my regular routine. Let me see though, if it layers decently. Oh, and also it didn't, the crease that was on my smile line, it didn't really get worse. So it seems to layer pretty decently on top of itself. I didn't powder it earlier, so I think I'm okay with reapplying it. If I did put powder, I probably wouldn't retouch because I don't feel comfortable putting foundation again on top of powder, like foundation, powder, then more foundation. Especially if the first layer foundation was already sitting on my skin throughout the day. So far, this foundation is just okay for me. Don't really see anything special about it, other than the fact that it comes with like that extra concealer cushion in there. And the concealer part, not the concealer, and also the little tip of this puff here, even though it's soft, I feel like on my under eye area, it's kind of rough because you kind of have to like hold it like this, and like the very edge of the puff is a little bit sharp. It kind of hurts. It's not that bad. It doesn't hurt. It just doesn't feel very comfortable. But yeah, I can see this working a lot better on people with already decent skin, like in terms of like really smooth skin, no wrinkles and all that. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, but then I'll have like the full face. Hi, this is day 2 of the review. I'm actually also reviewing these Laneige two-tone color correctors. But I did everything the normal way I would do. Actually, well, I actually color corrected, which isn't something I normally do. But anyway, I foundation, powder, and yeah, that's basically what I did. And it's a lot better now, but honestly, I don't see this as something I'd probably be reaching for very often because I just don't like how it just doesn't melt into the skin. It really just sits on top. And yesterday, my friend was just saying that like it was obvious I had makeup on, and it looks okay today because I did powder it. I mean, I honestly, I just have better foundations out there. The eye area was the problem. Like, I get creasing on my eye, which is okay because I'm gonna be putting an eyeshadow anyway, I can just like wipe it off before I put primer. But under the eyes, like even now, you see that right there? He's creasing like a bitch. And I mean, I know I do have lines under there, but I have other things that don't crease. So I don't know. I love the coverage. That's pretty much it. I love the coverage. Everything else is just like, to me. I'll update you guys at the end of today and we'll see if, I don't know. Because right now, I don't like it very much. It's okay. I would recommend it for people with like really smooth like skin that don't really have lines. But other than that, right now, it's kind of on like the no fence for me. So I'll see you guys at the end of the day. Hello. Sorry I'm not really showing you my face. I got laser. So you can probably see it right there. My skin is fucked up, but anyway. And also, by the time I got home, I was so sleepy that I just fell asleep. But anyway, the foundation is okay. So far, the only thing I can really think of it being like the only positive is that the coverage is like super nice. Like it's full coverage. So if you need coverage, this is where it's at. However, I feel like for me, that last clip that you saw, at the end of the day, it definitely looked much better with powder after having said it. But I have other foundations that look better than that because like my friend over here, he was saying how it was obvious I was wearing that cushion, right? Remember that double-sided one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really obvious that I had makeup on. And if you're gonna spend that much money on a foundation when there are better foundations that are cheaper as well, I would just skip it. For me, who I think it would be good for though, are people that have really smooth skin because there are people that have really smooth skin that I put makeup on that, even if I put slightly heavier amount of foundation, their skin is so smooth it doesn't really look like it. So if you have really smooth skin, you know, there's some people that have acne that do still have smooth skin. I think you'll be fine, but if you're like me, or if you have wrinkles or some kind of texture in skin, it's gonna be fucking obvious. So, to be honest, it's a pass for me. I also don't really like the applicator. At first I thought the idea was pretty smart, but I just feel like it's a little bit rough for under the eyes. I wish they would have just, for the little front section, the little point of the puff, I feel like they could have just used the regular air puff material rather than making it some different material. They could have, but I just felt like the edge was too sharp. But yeah, I hope you guys find that useful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Told you a million times.